In this movie presentation, we've attempted to explore some of the different views professionals and pre-service teachers have regarding social media platform use in the classroom. We have tried to incorporate as much ICT and social media platforms into this movie in a bid to explore how these technologies can be used educationally.
Social media, what is it? Social media can be defined as interactive platforms by which individuals and communities create and share user-generated content.
The Melbourne Declaration on Educational Goals for Young Australians recognises that in a digital age and with rapid and continuing changes in the way that people share, use, develop and communicate with ICT, young people need to be highly skilled in its use. Therefore, to be part of and participate in today's society, students need to be educated on and be part of the usage of technologies such as social media platforms. Here we have a graphic from the Australian curriculum. Information and computer technology capability has been implemented into the new Australian curriculum under their general capabilities. This graphic shows the organising elements of ICT capability, and if we go into the learning continuum and we can scroll down to communicating with ICT, by the end of Year 6 students are actually required to be able to safely share and exchange information via social media platforms, and they've even given us an example here of using Wikipedia or blogs or other bulletin boards, again showing that social media platforms are actually being introduced into the new Australian curriculum. How social media relates to theory. TPAC theory argues that for technology to be thoughtfully implemented and used in the classroom, it needs to be integrated within the educational content that is being taught and with the instructional strategies that the teacher uses. Through this total package, then the role of digital technology as an educational tool can be better understood and the potential of technology can be utilised. As youth culture engagement with media and technology increases, educators need to consider the different ways they can connect this enthusiasm to school content. Through TPAC theory, teachers can repurpose technologies such as social media platforms and use them as powerful educational tools. Children's social media usage statistics.
Practical implementations of social media. This graphic provides some examples of how social media can be used in a classroom setting. Facebook, for instance, can be used to improve communications by allowing students to easily message teachers and other students with questions. It can also become a news source by posting statuses and updates to tailor your feed to follow other media and prominent tech leaders. Twitter can be used to create a feed for your classroom, so you can tweet about upcoming assignments, events and class news. It can also be used to follow other educators' tweets to keep up with the latest teaching trends, get ideas and support from one another. Pinterest can be used as a community board for groups, projects and brainstorming, so multiple users can all save their resources in the one place. Students can use Pinterest for presentations and projects and later set up boards to promote students' final assignments. YouTube can be used to create and organise playlists so your students can easily find and watch all related and approved videos on a topic. Students can also search for on-topic videos that can be used in a classroom to bring lessons to life, making them more memorable. WordPress can be used to post daily or weekly homework assignments on the blog so students who have been absent can know what they have missed. They can also publish students' work on the blog or have students set up their own blogs as online portfolios. Professional opinions. We spoke to two teachers about their opinions and experiences with social media platforms.
Do you feel that social media platforms can be used in an educational setting?
Although I don't use them in my classroom, I have heard of many schools starting to introduce social media platforms in their classrooms and in their schools. especially the use of Twitter with communication to parents and the outside community. At the moment, we've just started blogging at our school, so we're hoping to introduce Twitter to the parents and to the classroom, so we can inform the parents when we've put a new post up on our blog.
So do you see any benefits of using social media with your students?
I do, but at the same time I find there's a lot of issues with it. We've talked a lot about stuff, how we do a lot of talking to our kids about the dangers of social media and not having a Facebook account because it's technically legal because they're not 13, and we've decided that it would be hypocritical of us to set up a class Facebook account or something like that because we've told the kids that they can't actually, and they shouldn't be on it. So we have decided as a staff no to that. And again, with the Twitter, we're going to use it as a class probably and not as individual students. So just so we have the communication with the parents. But things like Facebook, I think, could be a difficult one to prove.
Do you feel that social media platforms can be used in an educational setting?
I think there are some interesting things you can do, and kids do just genuinely, and so do adults, enjoy using Facebook and interacting in that way. And I do know of quite a few teachers who've set up Facebook sites where they've created a fake account, like a Miss whatever account, and they can either talk to kids or add them as friends and provide them with extra homework and remind them of activities. I think that's actually a good way for it to work, but then you have to get the kids actually wanting to engage with you on that platform and willing to share their kind of Facebook world with you. But I think, and I do know there's a lot of stuff out there for getting kids to use their mobile phones or Twitter or something to send an answer to the front of the classroom. So if you're doing like a test, instead of giving everyone a piece of paper, you ask a question and you say, if you think the answer is A, you text this number. If you think the answer is B, etc., etc., and then it comes up on the board as a poll. And you can actually say, okay, well, the correct answer was C, and only 10% of the class got that right. And that seems to actually really engage kids when they do it. But again, it takes some setting up, and it's not something you can just kind of do on the fly. You've got to have it quite prepared. And then there's always the issues of, my phone's not working, or I don't have Twitter. And I think the biggest issue with using social media in the classroom is that kids then start to associate classroom with, I can use Twitter, I can use Facebook. And it's really hard to stop them then going onto their own Facebook and just posting fun things. So it takes a lot of teaching to draw the line between when are we using it educationally and how should we use it, and how do we just use it in our usual lives. But as a final comment, perhaps that's a useful conversation to have to then talk to them about what they should and shouldn't be posting on Facebook, and actually bringing Facebook into the classroom and accepting that it's a huge part of their lives. And if no one else is teaching them responsible use of internet and social networking, then probably someone should. And the last thing I'll say is that I think we make a lot of hoo-ha about the fact that we're using more ICT in our classrooms and that we're teaching in a modern way, but if you're still teaching kids the same strategies and the same thinking techniques and using the same ways to get, to have outcomes, if they're still running an essay but they're just doing it on an iPad or a laptop, then I don't think there's any inherent benefit. And I think that if we're going to use ICT in the classroom, it should be in a more revolutionary way than it actually gets used at the moment, because there's amazing things you can do with ICT, but most people just teach the way they've been teaching for 50 years. They just use PowerPoint, or they use a blog entry instead of a handwritten diary entry and call that modern teaching.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Pre-service teacher opinions. We post the question, do you believe that social media has a place in the primary classroom, to pre-service teachers via Facebook? And these are some of the responses. Most indicated that social media could be used in the classroom, but felt hesitant about implementing it.
Social media implementation, pros and cons. Pro. It's a familiar tool. It can improve your knowledge and skills as an educator. Resource availability, improvement of research skills, improvement of communication, relevant real-life learning, promotion of digital citizenship, engaging your students, the ability to share learning material, the potential to appeal to different learning styles, ease of access, and assisting shy students. Con. The gimmick factor, distractions, the risk of cyberbullying, limiting face-to-face communication, the need for schools to research, understand and implement, continual social media change, the need to manage multiple sites and keep updated, the possibility of malware infections or phishing scams, the need to filter and plan, inappropriate content sharing or exposure, controlling device uses in class, and exposing the haves and the have-nots.
Thank you for watching.